flickering lantern hung above the door. I stepped in the velvet and I wanted no more. She sat by the fire, her eyes made of glass. She whispered, "Sit, stranger, let the cold spirit pass." A handful of silver, the fortune seer said, will open the curtains to the pale and the dead. The pale and the dead. She laid out the tarot to pale crescent moon. Your fortune, she cautioned, are ending too soon. The Queen of Swords flipped inverted and torn. A curse is upon you, she pointed in scorn. A price must be paid for the truth that you seek. A hex for the mocker, the haughty, the meek. I laughed in her face through the cards on the ground. You speak in cheap riddles, you make a false sound. You make a false sound. No refund, she hissed with a gaze cold and dread. I flipped a small table and saw burning red. I shoved her hard backward, her head hit the brick. A vile, jagged shadow began playing a trick. She rose like a wraith from the dust of the floor. Her skin was like ash and I heard a loud roar. You lead of the fire, she shrieked and she howled. Your food will be ashes, her malediction scowl. The malediction scowl. The tavern, I ordered some bread, but chewing the morsel brought visions of dread. It crumbled to charcoal, it turned into dust. A punishment lingering, cruel and unjust. The water I drank was a sludge in my throat. I was choking untethered in a gray ashen boat. No matter the banquet, no matter the feast, my mouth was a graveyard for the dark-hearted beast. Down tightly in a stark, sterile room. The doctors in white, just the ghosts of my doom. They thought I was starving, they forced a gray tube. They pumped me with slurry, a mechanical cube. Please stop, I scream wildly, the dust fills my chest. But the nurses ignored every desperate request. The ash rushed inside me, it burned like a flare. I was drowning in silence and choking on air. The silver of morning crept into the sill. The feeding tube stopped and the room grew dead still. My lungs were now mountains of pulverized bone. A whisper echoed, you reap what you've sown. The skin on my fingers blew off with the draft. The gypsy sweet